Good morning, sober friends. And if you're not sober, welcome to the channel. I'm Wayne, and I'm an alcoholic. Today's daily reflections, we asked his protection. September 8th, 2020. Let's go into it. Today is a fitting day for We Asked His Protection. I wear this shirt, and it just seems to fall into place. Bear with me, here we go. We asked his protection. We asked his protection and care with complete abandon. Alcoholics Anonymous, page 59. I could not manage my life alone. I had tried that road and failed. My ultimate sin dragged me down to the lowest level I had ever reached, and even unable to function. I accepted the fact that I desperately needed help. I stopped fighting and surrendered entirely to God. You can replace that with the higher power of your choice. Only then did I start growing. God forgave me. A higher power had to have saved me because the doctors doubted that I would even survive. I have forgiven myself, and now I enjoy a freedom I had never before experienced. I've opened my heart and mind to Him. The more I learn, the less I know. A humbling fact, but I sincerely want to keep growing. I enjoy serenity, but only when I entrust my life totally to God, as long as I am honest with myself and ask for His help. I can maintain this rewarding existence. Just for today, I strive to live His will for me soberly. I thank God that today I can choose not to drink. Today, life is beautiful. That is an amazing thing. When I asked for His protection and care with complete abandon, and I was at my lowest level, I can remember one day that I wasn't able to have my beer delivered by the food delivery guy in the normal time that I get it. Now, I would work a full day, and before I even went home, I would have already ordered, don't judge, about 30 22-ounce Beck's beers from one of the restaurants. Now, they don't deliver until 1700, so I would call around 1500 when I knew that they would be there and set up my delivery. So that way it was there when I got home. I don't know what was going on that day, but the car was late and the delivery was late. And 1700 rolled around. That's 5 o'clock for you folks who don't do the 24-hour clock. And there was no beer. And I had already broken out into sweats, and my hands already started shaking, because this was a normal battle rhythm that I built myself upon in order to make my cycle of being able to get drunk happen. So it wasn't there, and I was already pacing past the windows, looking out, because I won't stand outside. There's just too many people who would see me. So I was pacing back and forth. My hands were already shaking. I was in sweats, like I just said. But now my whole body started reacting to it, and I started hearing screams and voices in my head telling myself that if you don't get this drink, you're gonna effing die. And it just got louder and louder and louder. And I started hearing things like, "You're a freaking loser, you're nothing without me." And it started dawning on me then. This was actually an alter ego that I created for myself, I guess, that was telling me that if I don't get this alcohol, I'm gonna die. And I had built it such an essential part of my life and part of my survival that, it was desperately consuming me. And I had considered jumping out of the window just to stop the agony and the physical pain that I was in because I didn't have my drink yet. It was getting really bad, and I could hear nothing but the loudness, and 17:30 had already rolled around, and now I'm just in a complete panic. And a lot of you can relate to this. So I'm in a complete panic, and I'm thinking about jumping out of this window just to stop it, because now I'm at this point where I'm like, man, I'm never gonna get this, and I can't leave the house. I don't have any like real cash. I just have these coins that I can use for the delivery service, and there's no other way for me to get what I need to stop this agony. And so I must have paced back and forth on that window probably 100 times, and I was begging for either my life to end or the delivery guy to arrive so that I could get what I needed in order to keep going for this day. 17:59 rolled around. Now I'm in a desperate struggle for what I think is life and death, and these voices that I was hearing was so great and so profound and telling me such profane things that I started to believe that I'm gonna die if I don't get this. And something triggered, and I was like, this has got to stop. I'm either gonna kill myself right now, or I need to get a drink in me. One of those things have to happen. And it was in that moment that I knew that I was at my wit's end. And now I had tried to kill myself several times before, and it didn't work out. I mean, I guess it wasn't meant to be. My higher power was already walking with me. And so I literally fell to the floor, and for me, it was God. I asked God, I said, look, either take this away from me because I can't handle it anymore, and my life is a complete train wreck right now, or get me what I need to get through, because this is too much pain and I can't take it, and I need help. I remember seeing the commercials on the TV that said, like Riverside Health and Wellness, and treatment facilities, call now and we'll have someone on the hotline to listen to you. And so I called the hotline, and I never even got through. And as a matter of fact, it was in the United States, and I doubt if they would have come to my aid in the first place. So I put my hope into God, and I said, look, I ask your protection and care with complete abandon. I give all of this up and surrender completely to you. And that was on February 19th of 2016. And if some of you don't know my sobriety date, it's February 21st, 2016. And I remember in that moment, something said, if you do what I say, then I will take this away from you. And so I did exactly that. And I wasn't sure if it was one of the 100 voices in my head or not. So I had to kind of sift through the ashes and figure that out. Only then did I start growing. So I surrendered myself completely to God. And it was in that moment that things started to change a little bit. The pain was still there. The physical pain was still there. The delivery guy did arrive, and the delivery guy did give me my 30 22-ounce Beck's beers. But something changed in my mind. in my heart. And I started growing from that point on. And I don't know if that makes sense to anybody out there. If it does, you can leave your comments below. Someone's going to want to hear them. And I could choose not to drink. That's what I get today. I get the choice not to drink. It's been 4.5 years since my last drink, and my life has changed dramatically. I went from having 0 to having everything I need. Now, I don't have everything I want, but who the hell does? I think as an alcoholic, that's kind of dangerous for me to have every single thing I want, because then there's going to be no reason for me to not drink. The beauty of living in sobriety and living for God's will or your higher power, whichever you choose, that doesn't mean you completely surrender your self-will. Self-will's a bitch, though, because that gives you the opportunity to say, hey, well, I can drink, I want to, so why not? Why not? Because if I want everything I used to have, then I can drink. That's what I get to know right now. By putting my life in my higher power's hands, I have the choice to not drink. And today I choose not to drink. And I hope a lot of you will join me in choosing not to drink, because for me, my life has gotten that much better, like I just said. And I don't have to go through that turmoil and that chaos and that physical agony anymore. It's going to be between the choice of the first drink and the last drink that is going to determine where my life goes. And today I choose not to drink. There's a lot more that can go into this reflection. I had fought for so long. The fact that I thought I could handle my alcohol, and the fact that I thought that I could control my life and control the outcome, which was completely opposite of what was really happening. And when I was able to have that moment where I surrendered my will over to the care of God as I understand Him, things changed for the better. And I didn't say that they get better at once, because that would be false. We have to work for them, The promises do happen if you work for them. What do you think? That's about what I got for today. Remember, people, life's a garden, dig it. I know that I probably lost some people in my ramble, but that's how I digest these daily reflections, and I'm sure that you digest them a little bit differently. The meanings are the same and the principles are the same. So if you've gotten any value out of this video, hit that like button below, and guess what we're going to do? We're going to see you in the next one. So stay happy, stay sober. If you're not happy or sober, work for it. And if you need help, DM me, and if I can't help you, I'll find out someone who can. I'll see you guys later.